Beautiful day, Patriots. How are you? I highly suggest books. The books are really great because you get to look at them and then you go back and look at them again with different eyes and they're there. And also, it's not scrubbable. And what we're looking at here, it's the same book. I'm just a few pages down further. We're just going to talk more. We can see that it says here, this is a sketch of Glastonbury Abbey as it appeared before its destruction in AD 1539. So this building was built for I don't know when it was actually built, and I don't know how long this building stood, and I don't know what caused the destruction of it. But over 500 years ago, this building stood. And 500 years ago, the story is that they were not letting people freely express religion. And that's why they left England to come to America, because the church was ruling them. And you couldn't openly have your own religion. I mean, this is pretty open. I mean, I don't know the story. I'm just saying that that's kind of odd. But then again, any church that would spend their money on building something like this instead of the people is blasphemy. These are towers of Babel. These are towers of Babel. All these mega churches that have millions and millions of dollars, that all they do is gather people and become rich and spend their riches. They say glorifying God, but they're glorifying themselves. Look at this place. Look at this place. Again, I digress. This building was built this building was demolished before America was even a thought. This building. Before America was even a thought. Then it got destructed, and there's a new one in its place since then. But let's go ahead and look at something here. We can see that now these are some of the interior plans and designs of it, showing the geometry of it, the beauty of it, and just how fantastic it is. And as we looked at our last pictures, and we're talking about, it doesn't matter what's in between these walls, just like modern times. That's not real wood. No, those are fake wood slats. And they're pre-cut and can be cut to shape to fit no matter how small the corner is or how large it is. And we can see, just like in modern times, we use tile and imitation tiles and all kinds of things to give the appearance of something that it is not. And if this is not stone, and I'm not saying they're not, I'm not saying this is a solid, hand carved by hand tools in the crudest form and fashion from someplace hundreds of miles away, brought in and then honed on site to fit perfectly, either by blueprints. Can you imagine making the blueprints for this place? Or, as I like doing art, as you go. Could these or could these not be simple tiles put on over a fake? Not a fake, I mean, it's a real wall behind it. But anyways, now why I stopped and said, okay, let's stop, let's do this, is because this now is the blueprint of the church on the inside, correct? Like, let's say this is the inside you walk in, I'm guessing at this particular moment. Entrance, you come in. It goes long, all the way down, all the way down. Are those the two towers like here? But anyways, okay, so here's the blueprint of this place, okay? And I want to show you something here. Just like in Egypt, there's places in Egypt, there's called the Temple of Man. And when you do the math on these things, you see that it's really quite bizarre how it geometrically is the exact same shape as the human body. The head, the torso, the legs. And it fits right in right here. And when you put the head right here, The pineal gland, see, the head would go like right here, and then the shoulders, the torso, and then the legs. Okay, and they fit perfectly. Okay, and if you do this, you put your head right there. This is where the high altar is. What do they call it? High altar. High altar. And this is where, ironically, where the pineal gland would line up if you either made the body big or the chapel small. That if you made it equal, 1-to-1, the same size, and placed the body inside here, geometrically, they fit. Not just, like I say, not just this church that was built who knows when, but they're saying right here in England's history that it was destroyed over 500 years ago. And we know and see, look at what ISIS did just this decade. In the years from the year 2000 to 2020, ISIS went around and destroyed all kinds of things. One of the most famous things that they destroyed was a tomb straight out of the Bible, Jonah's tomb. And who was Jonah? Jonah was swallowed up by the whale for 3 days because he didn't follow God's path. He was afraid to follow God's path. God told him to go to the city. He was afraid to go to that city because he would be persecuted, teased, and laughed at, maybe even lose his life. So he skirted that city and went to another city, jumped on a boat. The boat had terrible luck in the sea. The sailors thought they were cursed. Jonah said, "It is me that cursed. God is after us." They threw him over the boat into the water. A whale ate him up. Jonah had a revelation. The whale spit him back out at the city that he was trying to avoid. You cannot avoid your destiny. You can have a bunch of problems. You might even get eaten up. I got eaten up by a dragon one time. We'll leave that for another story. And you know what happened? Is I knew he couldn't hurt me. All he could do is eat me up. But he's going to have to bypass me. He will have to bypass me. I might be in a different form, but you cannot hurt my spirit. The dragon disappeared. How can something hurt you when you are a soul? How can something hurt you when you hurt your own soul by choosing to follow the wrong path? When Jonah got thrown over the boat and that whale ate him, it's possible his first thought was, "Oh my gosh, I've just been eaten by Leviathan. How terrible luck." What else was in the water? Could there have been a big, huge shark or a kraken that could have gotten to him first and destroyed him before he was able to finish his path of walking in God's direction? Not direction, but commandment. You see, when things happen to us, like getting eaten by a whale, we could sit there and say, "Unfortunate me." When in reality, it was the only thing that would have saved him. He was heading to the bottom of the sea and was saved by one of God's creatures. So anyways, these buildings are all over the place showing this type of stuff. These are sun worshiping type of things, and we don't even want to go into what kind of, let's just say these are stones. Let's just say they are stones. Are they free floating stones? So the keystone holds the arch, which holds and supports everything. So these stones here are holding the weight of every single thing of these incredible weights of stones. Is that really what's happening here? Or is the weight kind of not as heavy as it seems because it's thin little pieces of tile? I don't know. It's really going to be up to you how you're going to want to see life and what you want to do. You can follow man in politics. Absolutely. And follow technology. Technology has made us some of the dumbest people on the face of written history. Absolutely. Some of the dumbest people on earth at this moment in time. Look what they used to do.